What is up, Pirates fans? We are live out here in southeast Austin. Wasn't too long of a drive to get out here. Here we are. We're about to get started too out here at the rack, I think they call it. We're at the rack playing some Katey team, the Katey Bombers. They have a big flag flying on their dugout. They haven't seen that one yet. But we are about to get started. Parker's going to be leading off. Pirates are the visiting team for this first game. Parker followed by Luke and then Travis, it looks like. So we're going to get started in the action momentarily, folks. Umpires making their way onto the field. Home plate umpire's getting his mask on. Looks like he's ready to go. And he says, play ball. Here we go. Nope, taking a water bottle out of his pocket. Now we're ready to go. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Parker hits that one hard to the right side. Bounces over the second baseman's glove. That's going to get out into right center, almost rolling to the 400-foot deep fence. Parker is going to be in there for a stand-up triple. So one pitch, 3 bases for the Pirates to get it started. Parker leads off with the leadoff triple. That brings up Luke Lunar Landers. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. There looks to be about 7 feet from home plate to the backstop. I don't expect a whole lot of runs scored on pass balls unless it kicks left or right. Here's the pitch. That is right down the middle for strike one. So Luke's got a 1-1 count. Parker's on third base. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Luke fouls that one off. Ben with the play, barehanded. 1-2 count on Luke. Plenty of softball chants coming out of the Pirates dugout. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Some kind of off-speed pitch. It's tough to tell, folks. I'm not right behind home plate. I could be, but then the Katey Bombers would be able to hear me, and I wouldn't be able to make some of the comments I'm likely to make later in this game. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. 3-2, full count, nobody out. Parker's on third with a leadoff triple. Wind is blowing out, basically straight out to right field today. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 4. Luke hustles down. Good at bat there by Luke. He got down in the count 1-2, able to battle back and earn a no-out walk. Well, folks, the sun is out. The guns are also out. Haven't seen that in a while, but we're happy to see it today. Luke takes off, slides in safe, throw, and Parker scores. So we don't, the rules here on a fake pick off to third, throw back to first, I don't ever know what the rules are because they change between USSSA and PG. Regardless, Luke broke on the play, stole second, and Parker scored. Here's the pitch. That's up high for ball 1. So 1-0 Pirates. Nobody out. Luke's on second base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. That one gets past the catcher, and Luke able to take third on the play. So sun's out, guns out, folks. First baseman does not have sleeves under his shirt. I love seeing that. Looks like he's still a few years away from really having those guns out, but he's not afraid to show them. We like seeing that. All right, back in the action. Travis, a.k.a. the Rock Jock. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 2. 2-1 count. Nobody out. 1-0 Pirates here in the top half of the first inning. Luke gets his lead on third. Ben's talking to him. Infield is in. It's kind of early to be in, but that's what they've chosen to do. That's in there for strike 2. Seems a little bit early in the game to pull your infield in, but that's what they're doing. So we'll see if they're able to make a play if Travis hits one on the ground. 2-2. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. Full count. It's back-to-back full counts. Good job by these Pirates working deep in the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Travis is still alive. Wind is blowing out to right field. I think we said that a couple at-bats ago, but it's blowing out hard to right field. Looks like left field's about 350, center field might be 400, and right field's about 220. So here's the pitch. Travis hits that one hard and deep to center field. That's going to get over the center fielder's head. Travis is going to be running for a long time because that one's rolling to the fence. He is being held up at third. Probably could have scored. Yeah, definitely could have scored. But Ben making the safe call with nobody out. You don't want to get thrown out at home. Travis with a stand-up triple. So that's 2 triples in this first inning for these Pirates. That brings up KP Kelby Pittman. He's been hitting the ball real hard lately. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. Infield's still in. Again, not the call I would make, but I'm not the coach. I'm just the announcer. Here's the pitch. That was on the outside corner for strike 1. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Changeup in the dirt for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Kelby fouls that one off. Henry unable to make the play. Picks it up. Throws it back to the pitcher. Kelby's got 2 strikes here. He hits that one hard right at the shortstop. Shortstop makes a good play, catches the line drive, first out of the inning. So lots of hard hit balls early for these Pirates. Kelby hit that one hard. But unfortunately, right at the shortstop for the first out of the inning. 1 out, Travis still on third base. Pirates lead 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 1. That pitch was either a changeup or a curve. I think it's a changeup. I don't think he's throwing a curveball. Henry stands in there. Here's the pitch. Henry fouls that one off. Another changeup way out in front. 1-1 count. Henry's using someone else's bat. I'm not sure who. These boys play musical bats. It's Luke Lunar-Lander's bat. Let's see if he can do some damage with it. Pitcher steps off. Didn't like what he was seeing. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike 2. So Henry behind in the count 1 and 2. Here's the pitch. Henry fouls that one off to stay alive. Coach Robert tried to make the rebound, not really in a good position to do so. So Henry stays alive. He's behind in the count 1-2. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Henry thought was going to hit him. And strike 3. So 2 outs. That brings up Ty, the hit guy. He hits that one hard in the gap between short and first. That's going to get down for a good base hit. Travis scores. 3 runs on the board for the Pirates. Ty gets his lead. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Ty takes off. Throw is nowhere close. He was throwing to the second baseman who was still in his position. I think it was a design play. Not sure. We'll get back to you guys on that. It's upstairs for ball 2. Will the Thrill Hall is up to bat. It's inside for ball 3. So 3-0 count to Will. Two outs, Ties on second base. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 4. So Will earns a 4-pitch walk. That brings up Clint. Still don't have a nickname for Clint. We're looking for one. Clint's got his arm sleeve on. He's got it on the correct arm. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Ty takes off, and he's going to get thrown out at third base. So Ty's thrown out at third for the third out of the inning. And the Pirates score 3 runs on 3 hits. They leave 1 man stranded. We head into the bottom half of the first inning. Pirates 3, Katey Bombers 0. All right, folks, we'll go through defensive lineup for the Pirates here. Parker is on the mound. Luke's behind the plate. Travis is at first. Clint is at second. Brenner is at short. Looks like Ty's going to be at third. Dash is in left. Henry is in center. And Will is in right. Sorry, folks. Left field and center field are deep in this park, and I'm getting older, so it's tough for me to see all the way out there. Well, we got a lot of good things happening today out here at the Rack, Southeast Austin. If you're in the area, come on by. Beautiful day for baseball. It was a beautiful morning. Normally, I like the early games, but we ended up having breakfast outside on our back patio this morning, so I was glad we didn't have the early morning game today. We got to enjoy the nice weather, and now we're out here watching some 11U baseball. So how about it? All right, folks, we're about to get started. Parker's going to start off working from the stretch. He looks in, gets the sign, comes set. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Here's the the pitch. Outside. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Parker takes a look in. He's ahead 1-2. See what he throws here. Here's the pitch. Outside. He was throwing fastball all the way. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the boys throw it around the horn successfully for the first time today. It's a little bit slow. If I'm gonna critique anything, it was how slow they threw it around the horn, but they're working. That ball hit the screen and then got out of play. Tommy with the retrieve on that. Tommy's our IT department. He's our audio-visual department. And now he is master ball retriever, too. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike 1. That gets over onto the other field. Parker takes a long look in. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Foul back for strike 2. So after getting down 2-0, Parker comes back with 2 quick strikes to even the count at 2-2. There's the pitch. Upstairs for ball 3. Full count. 1 out. 3-0 Pirates. Bottom half of the first inning. It's upstairs for ball 4. Well, folks, look for Parker's good move about 2 to 3 moves in. He's going to show him his crappy move first, which is good. You know, you just got to trick him up a little bit. There was one crappy. That wasn't his crappiest of crappy moves, but it was pretty bad. Parker cut. Oh. So, sorry, folks. I got caught watching instead of commentating. Parker picked him off. Travis on the transfer lost the ball. Runner was safe at second base. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 1. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker holds the runner on second. Luke with the throw down, not fielded cleanly. So runner on third base. One out. Henry, that's hit out in the center field. Henry gets back for it. That was hit pretty deep, folks, so not much of a chance to get the out at home, but Henry with a good job moving over and getting the second out. So 2 outs on that sacrifice fly. Parker comes set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Parker really working the outside corner. Looks like his ball's got some tail to it, too. Kind of breaking off the outside corner. It starts on the corner and then kind of dives away from these right-handed hitters. Here's the pitch. That one's hit high out into center. Henry coming in. Going to get past him. That was going to be tough to get to no matter what. Henry with a good throw into second base. All right, folks. Sun's out, guns out is up. If you didn't know what I was talking about before, now you certainly know what I'm talking about. I love it. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball one.
Hey, if he backs up, you can throw in front of him. You don't have to go around.
Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. That's in there for a strike. Luke with the throw down. Not in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on third base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Runner on third base. Runner fakes like he's going to steal home. It's upstairs for ball two. I don't know that that was really upstairs, but umpire called it high. So 2-2 count. Parker throws over to third, just to let the runner know that he's thinking about him. Here's the pitch. It's hit high into left field. Dash coming in, not going to get there. Little high bloop. So 2 runs on the board for Katey in this first inning. 2 outs, runner on first base. Expect Parker to pick this guy off. Here's the pitch. Nope, sorry. Fooled me even. I actually wasn't looking, folks, so looking down at my phone. I'm checking to make sure there's going to be a puppy out here today. So if you're in the area and you want to see a puppy, come out and see him. He might be available. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Luke with the throw down. Runner steals. Anyway, I was looking down at my phone because the puppy's going to be out here. I just wanted to, haven't seen my wife yet. Oh, it looks like she's actually pulling in. So she's pulling in. Puppy is here. He's not much of a puppy anymore. He's big. He's about 55 pounds. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Luke with a great throw down. Ty unable to field it cleanly. Runner is safe. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Parker with throw over to third. Just letting the runner know he's thinking about him. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to stay alive. Parker comes set. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball two. Parker comes set. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 3. So Parker going to be looking to get this kid out. He's got a full count on him. Needs a strike right here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Parker comes back and gets the strikeout to end this inning. Katey Bombers score 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1 man stranded. We head into the top of the second. Pirates 3, Katey Bombers 2. Well, beautiful day out here. We talked about it. There's going to be a puppy out here soon. If you're looking for a new puppy, let me know. He can be available for the right price. And by the right price, I mean if you're just willing to take him and feed him, that's the right price. I've got my own cup of coffee. You know, I think the last time we were playing, well, the last time I was out here, I took last weekend off. I needed a good break. My vocal cords were struggling. But the last time I was out here 2 tournaments ago, I was looking for a good cup of coffee, hoping that my lovely wife would bring me one. She did not, so I didn't trust her to bring me one this time. I made my own before I came out here. So I'm ready to go. It's cool enough to still drink hot coffee. I've got a good cup. And we're watching some 11U baseball. Hope you're enjoying this from wherever you're at. I think we've got a global audience today. I know we've got at least one fan watching us from just a little bit south in Mexico. Apparently we got some viewers in Katey. They might be cheering for the Katey Bombers, though, so it's tough to tell. This Katey Bombers team's got a really big following in the 11U baseball world. I've heard they've got at least 17 followers on their Instagram page. All right, here we go. Clint's back up. Ty got thrown out at third last inning, so Clint gets a fresh count. He's looking to get started. There's the puppy. He's walking up. He's a large black dog, if you didn't know. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 1. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Clint hits that one hard to the third baseman. He drops the line drive, bobbles the ball, and Clint on safely. So, you know, I mean, you hate seeing any 11-year-old make a mistake because, you know, they're hard on themselves. But Clint has been hitting the ball so hard lately. He's been hitting it right at folks. I love seeing him hit it really hard and get rewarded. He's on first. He gets his lead. Brings up Brenner. Clint takes off. Take was on all the way. That's in there for a strike. Clint slides. Catcher threw it to the second baseman again. Wasn't sure. Didn't realize second baseman was moving to second base. All right, here we go, folks. Brenner's got an 0-1 count. He's got a runner on second base with nobody out. Here's the pitch. Brenner hits that one up the middle. Second baseman was on the bag. Brenner is safe. Brenner was safe by at least a step, but the umpire did not call it. Clint's on third. That brings up Preston, a.k.a. the Lumberjack. Looking to hit a bomb, or actually he's just looking to chop some wood. Here's the pitch. Preston fouls that one back and out of play. Here's the pitch. Preston hits that one hard right to the shortstop. It's going to score a run, but he knocks the shortstop did a good job knocking the ball down and saved the base hit, but Preston with the RBI. Preston hit that one hard, folks. All right, that brings up Dash. Dash is wearing batting gloves for the first time. Look like they've got American flags on them. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 1. So Dash is showing off his patriotism on May 3rd with a new pair of batting gloves. Didn't get that icon that he was looking for, but he did get a pair of batting gloves. That's outside and down low for ball 2.
Good night, Dash.
Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. So Dash sitting on a 3-1 count. 2 outs in the top half of the second inning. 1 run on the board for the Pirates. They lead 4-2. Time is called. Not sure why. Maybe so Coach Ryan could get the donut. Not sure. Regardless, we're back at it. Here's the pitch. Dash takes ball 4. I think those batting gloves helped Dash earn that walk right there. See if he throws them on the ground. No, he's going to hold them. Preston normally just throws his batting gloves on the ground. That brings us back to the top of the lineup. Parker's up. Here's the pitch. Dash takes off. Throw is more online than it had been the whole game. But Dash is in there for his 27th steal of this. I guess we're kind of in the middle of our season now. I can't call it a young season anymore. Parker's 1 for 1 with a triple. It's outside for ball 2. Really going to get another hit. Bring in Dash. Here's the pitch. Parker hits that one. That's going to get down, and Dash is going to be rounding third. Parker's going to get in a rundown, but he's going to get back safely, I think. Nope, he's not. He is out. The run scores. So Parker with an RBI single. Dash scores on the play. Parker is tagged out shortly after Dash scores. Pirates score 2 runs on 2 hits. They don't leave anybody stranded. We head into the top of the second. Pirates 5, Katey Bombers 3. Lots of stuff going on here, folks. There's a puppy. There's little sisters making bracelets. There's little brothers trying to find a field to play pickup game of baseball on. They got alcohol out here. Whatever you want, they got it, except for good coffee. They don't have good coffee. They did advertise for iced coffee in the bathroom. When I saw that, I knew it was not the place to buy coffee. Got some defensive changes for the Pirates. Henry's going to be coming in on the mound. Travis is making his way behind the plate. Preston's at first. Kelby, his future is not quite as bright as it used to be, but he does have eye black on because it's still pretty bright. He's at second. Dash is at short. Will's future is very bright. He's got both eye black and sunglasses. He's at third. Luke's out in left. Parker's in center. And Clint is in right. Clint's future is bright too. He's got eye black. Well, we could have had our pregame show today, but we only had one mom here before the game, so Big shout out to Jill Chisholm. She was here. She's been here pretty consistently before the game, ready to host the pregame show, Coffee Talk with Pirates moms, but no other Pirates moms were here in time. It's like they're, I don't know, taking care of other kids or something. I don't know. Well, if you're not out here with us, it means you're probably listening. It's Amy Lander's birthday today, so if you see her, tell her happy birthday. It's a big milestone birthday for her. She's turning 30. I'm kidding. All right, correction on the score, folks. 5-2 Pirates. I was mistaken. I thought they scored 3 runs last inning, but 5-2 Pirates. We're about to get started. All right, here we go, folks. Henry makes his way to the mound. Shirt halfway tucked in. Socks almost fit him. Sockgate 2025 is still alive and real. Henry's working out of the windup. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike 1 on the outside corner. Henry's working out of the windup. We talked about it last night. He was telling me, Dad, I think I like working out of the windup better than the stretch. I said, great. When nobody's on, work out of the windup. He's like, all right, I'm going to do that. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 1. He's working real quick out of the windup. He walks back slowly, but then once he gets moving in the windup, he goes quick. Here's the pitch. A little bit outside for ball 2. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike 2. So see if Henry comes back with his changeup. He's gripping it like he's going to throw it. I told him he needed to work the changeup in a little bit. We'll see if he does. Here's the pitch. Nope, went with the fastball. Fouled off. 2-2 count. Henry's socks aren't fitting. Blame his mom. Here's the pitch. Hit down the third base line. Will dives, hits off his glove, gets into foul territory. Luke is over there. There's going to be a play close. Nope. So bad break there for the Pirates. Will with a good effort dives, but it kicks off of his glove and gets out into foul territory behind third base. So Luke had a long way to run. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike 1. Henry takes a look at the runner on second. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. That's hit out into right center. I'm sorry. Clint over to field it, gets it in. RBI single for the Katey Bombers hitter. One count. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 2. Well, I sprayed sunscreen all over Henry today, but I forgot to get the 3-inch gap between his pants and his socks. Here's the pitch. Swing and miss for strike 2. So he's going to have a sweet tan line when he's done today. 2-2 count. Runner on second base, nobody out. Here's the pitch. That was right there. Not called a strike, but that was close, folks.
Let's get it right here, back. Let's go.
Henry comes set. He steps off. Good decision there. Here's the pitch. Runner swing and a miss. And strike him out, throw him out right there. That is a unconventional double play, but these Pirates will take it. That's the first strike him out, throw him out they've had. We love seeing that. 11U has been a season of firsts for these Pirates. Henry back to working out of the windup. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 1. Look good from here. Well, folks, it looks like we might have a new taker for this puppy. Brenner's grandpa is looking at, he's shopping this dog. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Henry gets ahead 1 and 2. Katey Bombers hitter was way behind that one, but I think I'd still throw the changeup. You had 1-2. I don't know. Yeah, I'd throw it, but I don't think he's going to. Here's the pitch. He did not. He likes trying to blow kids away with the fastball. That one's upstairs for ball 2. That's what happens when you try and blow them away. You usually lose control of it. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Henry tries pulling his socks up. I blame his mom. Here's the pitch. Fouled off right into the umpire's chest. He's nodding his head like he's okay. Travis, a.k.a. the Rock Jock, checked on the ump. Ump said he was okay. We're good to go.
Go hand right here, back.
Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 3. Full count. Here's the pitch. That was close, folks. That was real close. But not called a strike. So Henry gives up a 2-out walk. Henry steps off, gets a runner to go back. So that's Travis's, I believe, 3rd assist on the season. Runner takes off, swing and a miss for strike 1. Throws not in time. So Travis was still with 3 assists on the season. He may have 4. I think just 3. 3's a lot, though. That's good. Oh, 1 count, runner on second base, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch. That one's hit high into center field. Parker moving over. He dives, unable to catch it. Runner is going to 3rd. They're not going to be a play. So a 2-out lazy fly ball turns into a triple. That was no fault of anyone's, really. It was just it wasn't hit hard into the gap. It was hit high. This outfield is gigantic. Parker was shaded over towards right center and just couldn't quite get over to left center. So here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Pirates still lead 5-4.
Cool. Can you come back?
Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Good snag by Travis.
Can you come back?
1 ball, 1 strike. Henry's definitely going to have to work down in the zone. This kid is not very tall. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. For ball 2. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. That's in there on the outside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third base. 5-4 Pirates. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. That's hit softly, but in the hole. Dash over to his right. Stumbles on the throw and unable to make it. So another soft hit ball gets these Katey Bombers another run. That's unfortunate, folks. They're not hitting the ball hard, but they're getting on. Runner takes off. No, he doesn't. One-0 count. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Runner takes off. Travis with a great throw. Kelby out in front. Swings to tag the base runner, but the base runner beats the throw. Henry steps off, gets the runner to go back to second. Here's the pitch. This umpire is not calling anything that's even remotely close to being out of the zone. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. 3-1 count. Go ahead. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off. Great throw there by Travis. Okay. Walk on that. So runners on first and third. 2 outs. So Ben's making a pitching change. Henry's day is done. I think he was on a pretty strict pitch count. Dash is going to be taking the mound. Brenner's coming in to play short. Well, while we got to pause in the action, folks, puppy is for sale here. We thought we had one taker. Brenner's grandpa was going to take him, but he's backed off a little bit. Realizes that this dog will eat you out of house and home. I am failing. we were hoping to get a little bit better umpiring when we play in a perfect game tournament, folks, but so far that has not been the case. All right, folks, we're coming back into the action. Dash's socks don't fit either. So Sockgate 2025 definitely lives. We thought we might have Hatgate this year, or this tournament, but Hatgate has been resolved for the moment. Dash with a fake to third, fake to first. Runner on first, not biting. Throw over to first base. And the runner on third doesn't bite. Two outs, runners on second and third. Tie ball game. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball one. Here's the pitch. That's down low for ball two. I don't know where that missed. Travis didn't catch it, but I don't know where it missed. Ball three. I'm not sitting behind the plate, folks, so it's tough for me to say whether this umpire's missing a lot. And that one's in there for strike one. So 3-1 count. Throw over to third base. Runner gets back in plenty of time. Dash comes set. Nope. He throws over to third. Good job. Good throw there by Dash, and good job by Will. Kind of waiting to the last minute, trying to fake out the runner as long as possible. Fouled off for strike two. So Dash comes back after being down 3-0, gets two quick strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. So Dash comes in, gets the strikeout, gets out of the inning. The Pirates give up 3 runs on a bunch of dinky little hits. We head into the top of the third inning, tied at 5. It's a beautiful day out here, folks. If you're not doing anything, come on out to Southeast Austin. We're not far. You can just head up the road, head up 290 and get some good barbecue up in Austin. It's not far. I think we're closer to Austin than we are to my house. I only had to pay $10 to get in. That's a deal. Nothing like having to pay to come watch your kid play 11U baseball. $5 for the senior discount, so half off if you're a senior. Not a senior in high school or college, let me clarify. You have to be over a certain age. Or a senior. You have to be over a certain age. I'm not sure what that age is, but old enough and you get a 50% discount. Wind's still blowing out to right field. Not as hard as it was. It's been windy down here in Houston lately. Storm blew through last night. It was cooled it down this morning. I think we already talked about that once today. Sorry. Recycling some stuff. I feel like I'm off my game a little bit. I wasn't out here last weekend. Henry was sick, so we didn't come out to the tournament. Take a week off, you get a little rusty. New pitcher looks like he likes to throw breaking balls. Nope, that's just his fastball. Sorry, folks. Just throws real funny. All right, folks, let me know if you can hear me now. Had a break in the audio action. I'm not sure what happened, but I think we've resolved the issue. So if you can hear me, let me know. Just to get you caught up, some not great defense being played by the Pirates. Here's a pitch. Down low, back to the screen, but bounces right back to Luke. Dash comes set. Here's the pitch. It's hit hard right back at Dash. He gets a glove on it, but it gets through and up the middle for a base hit. That's really the first hard hit ball this Katey Bombers team has had all game. Pirates just not doing a good job playing deep. All right, we've confirmed the audio is good now. Dash looks in. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. No throw, though. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 4. Coach Ben's making his way out to the mound. They're just trying to let Dash know he's doing a good job. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. Should have been out of this inning with no runs on the board, but that's not what has happened.
Dash, you got this, bud.
Pirates need to get out of this inning and get to the next one. Get out of this inning so they can start getting some runs on the board. Here's the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Dash comes set. Runners take off. Hit hard to Henry. He kicks off of his glove out into left field. Run scores. The other runners hold at first and second. Not gonna lie, folks, it's not as fun to commentate when the boys are playing the way they're playing. Here's a pitch. That's in there for strike 1. I don't know where that missed, but not a strike. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. Ball 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Double foul, folks. Double foul. He fouled that off, and the almost hit the on-deck hitter, but he fell down, left his bat straight up in the air, and it hit off of his bat. So double foul ball probably counts for about 10 points in banana ball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. So Dash gets a strikeout, and the Pirates finally have 2 outs in this inning. That one's hit to Clint. He flips it over to Brenner at short for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Pirates get out of the inning. They give up a lot of runs on a handful of hits. We move into the top of the 4th inning. Pirates 5, Katey Bombers 9.
8 or 9? 9.
All right, we're going to take a little break in the action, folks. I got to go get water for my dog. Nobody has decided to take him yet, so because of that, I got to go get water for him. All right, folks, I'm back. I don't know what happened while I was gone, but here I am. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 4. So Clint draws a walk. That brings up Brenner. Brenner's at the front of the batter's box. Here's the pitch. Clint takes off. Take was on all the way. Throw is not in time. Good slide there by Clint. This catcher's got a good arm because he's getting relatively close to the Pirates, close to throwing him out, at least timing-wise. He's not accurate, but timing-wise, he's got a good arm. Clint gets the lead. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. All right, so Brenner with a 4-pitch walk. That's back-to-back walks. Runners on first and second. Katey Bombers coach is making his way out to the mound. I think he's telling his player, hey, look, man, you got to throw strikes. If you don't throw strikes, you're going to walk them, and they're going to start scoring runs. I'm kidding. I hope that's not what he's telling them. All right, he makes his way away from the mound. Foul ball into our field. All right, here we go, folks. Preston is up. Preston, a.k.a. the Lumberjack, looking to chop some wood. Umpire's talking with some of the fans. I don't know what he's doing, delaying the game, I guess. This probably will be the last inning anyway. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Pirates down by 4. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Doesn't get to the screen because it hit the umpire, but would have gotten to the screen if it hadn't hit the umpire. So runners on second and third, nobody out. Preston heading the count 1-0. Dog is still available for adoption to anyone who wants to come take him. It'll cost you about $500 a month in food. Not really that much. But he's big. He's already 55 pounds and he's a little over 4 months. Here comes another foul ball. Foul balls are flying in left and right, folks. Good play there by the second baseman on the foul ball. Fields it cleanly, makes a throw to Coach Robert. He throws it over to the other field. Throws it over the other field. Almost hit one of the players. All right, back in the action. Preston stands in. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 3. Preston sitting on a 3-0 count. Probably not going to be swinging because this kid hadn't thrown a strike since well, he threw a strike to Clint, I guess. But before that, it was last inning that he threw a strike. Here's the pitch. Preston not swinging. In there for a strike. pitch. It's outside for ball 4. So back-to-back-to-back walks loads the bases. That brings up Dash. Dash is rolling without batting gloves today. Or, sorry, he's rolling without batting gloves this at bat. So he decided that his comfort at the plate was more important than his patriotism. Ditches the American flag batting gloves. It's on the outside corner for strike 1. Well, this Katey team has got, they're in at the corners. Middle infield's playing a double play depth. That's in there for strike 2. The ball is like almost dropping in like a slow pitch softball, honestly. This is tough to hit for these boys. Dash stands in there. He's got an 0-2 count. He's going to be looking to hit something opposite field. Get a run across the board. It's upstairs for ball 1. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Dash hits that one hard up the middle. That's going to get in for a base hit. Brenner rounds third. Coach Ben's going to hold him up. Good decision there by Coach Ben. So Dash with an RBI single. Clint scores. Base is still loaded. Brings up Parker, and we're going to have a pitching change. All right, so the first baseman's coming in to pitch. Folks, we haven't seen this before. He's pitching. Sun's out, gun's out, but he's also pitching with the first baseman's mitt. So just in case he needs to go do a little PFP in real game action, you know, pitcher fielding practice in real game action, he can move over there and catch it up. All right, he's getting a new glove. Coach brings him a new glove. We're good. It would have been cool, though, guys. It would have been cool. I think this pitcher's last name might be Wild Thing. Not sure. Puppy's still for sale, folks. He's pretty sad that no one's adopted him. If you could see the look on his face, he's not really understanding why no one out here would want him. So if you want him, come get him. He's the gift that keeps on giving year round. I think we're about to get back in the action, folks. We brought a bone out for the puppy. It's about the size of a small dog. The bone is. All right, here we go. Parker's up. Bases loaded. Here's a pitch. It's in there for a strike. Dropped by the catcher, but still a strike. Katey Bombers team still got them in at the corners. Double play. Well, they're not going to turn to double play up the middle. I can tell you that much. Here's the pitch. Parker fouls that one off for strike 2. Ben with the rebound. First rebound of the day. Parker's got a no-2 count. He's looking to hit something hard in a gap here. Here's the pitch. Parker hits that one hard up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. And center fielder with another throw in. So back-to-back RBI singles by Dash and Parker. Brenner scores on the play. That brings up Luke Lunar-Landers. Bases still loaded. First and third still playing in, way in. Middle infield still playing at double play depth, but they're not going to turn double play. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball one. Lots of foul balls coming into our field of play. We got 19 viewers, folks. Let's get back to 20. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your friends' family. Here's the pitch. It's in down low for ball two. Luke ahead in the count 2-0. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top half of the fourth inning. Pirates trail 7-9, but they're threatening. Here's the pitch. Luke wanted to swing, but a strike hadn't been thrown in a while, so he had to take. It's in there for a strike. Runners get their leads. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Luke fouls that one back for strike two. Going to be an adjustment here for these Pirates. They were facing about 38 miles an hour. Now they're probably facing about 50. So a little bit of an adjustment, but nothing they can't handle. It's going to be different. Luke's a good two-strike hitter. There's the pitch. He hits that one hard to the shortstop, who does not get the out at second and does not get the out at first. So I told you they weren't going to turn two. The second baseman was playing Parker with a great job of base running. Second baseman was basically playing first base and couldn't get to second base in time. Parker safe at second. Luke safe at first. Dash, no play at third, so he's obviously safe. Run scores, Pirates trail by one. Base is still loaded, nobody out. Honestly, that's the Katey coach's fault. He had his second baseman playing basically at first base. That's on him, not on the second baseman. Nobody out, bases loaded. Pirates have scored 3 so far. Travis looking to really drop the hammer here and do some major damage. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball one. Here's the pitch. Called strike. Umpire almost called it a ball, but called a strike. Second baseman hasn't quite learned his lesson. He's still playing way over to the right. He's a little bit closer to second base, but not much closer. Here's the pitch. Fouled off for strike two. Travis gets back in there. He's behind in count 1 and 2. Here's the pitch. That is on the inside corner for called strike 3. So 1 out. Base is still loaded. Brings up KP Kelby Pittman. That pitch is in the dirt. Bounces way out front, but pitcher doing a good job of covering home. Keeps Dash at third. Kelby's heading to count 1-0. Dash is on third, Parker's on second, Luke's on first. Here's the pitch. Kelby fouls that one back for strike one. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Breaking ball of some sort. Wow, umpire just missed that call completely. Dash with a great head first slide around the tag, but umpire called him out. So runners on second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Here's the pitch. Kelby hits that one to the right side. Second baseman's over. He makes the throw. Umpire called him safe. Umpire called him safe. Sorry, he didn't call him safe. That's the ball game. All right, folks. Well, that sucks. We'll see you in 2 hours.